discussion, to the extent there was one involving policy, was the section on Ukraine. There was one candidate and one candidate only emphatically saying we shouldn't be sending our money to Ukraine while we have all kinds of problems here at home, including with our own border, never mind the Ukrainian border. DeSantis, as Vivek kind of mocked him for, had his finger in the air saying, let's get the Europeans to pay more, which isn't really a position. To me, it seemed like a kind of Republican Party debate that could have happened in 2004, 2008, 2012, the kind of Republican Party before Trump changed it. What are these people doing when they look at the polling data, seeing that Republicans overwhelmingly don't want to send money to Ukraine and saying that they don't care, they want that money going anyway?
Well, Glenn, maybe I shouldn't be so surprised that there's such a disconnect between the people on that debate stage, other than Vivek, and the typical Republican voter on the issue of Ukraine, because there's a similar disconnect with the United States Congress. Like, when we had a vote on just whether or not to demand that Joe Biden write down a plan for Ukraine, he could just write any words, like a Celebrity Jeopardy final answer, any word would qualify. And we only got 100 votes for that, to condition future aid on it. Everyone else said, don't even demand a plan. It's unpatriotic to ask for a plan from the Biden administration. Just give all the money that Ukraine demands. And, the chorus for this globalism is really a challenge that the Republican Party has to deal with. President Trump will, I think, help cement the realignment that we've gone through when he's nominated, as we all expect.
Just one more question on foreign policy, because you did have this amendment, not just on Ukraine, but to withdraw troops from Syria. I doubt most Americans know we have troops in Syria. There's no war going on in Syria, at least a declared one. And all you wanted to do is bring them home because there's no clear reason, overwhelmingly through a bipartisan vote, that got rejected. What do you think is the real reason why so many of these people in Congress continue to insist on this foreign policy of putting troops and fighting wars all over the world that so plainly have no benefit for the American people? What is really going on there?
The neoconservative worldview is well-funded in every think tank in Washington, but a few. It buttresses campaign donations. It funds a military-industrial complex. And if you hold that worldview, you really are willing to allow the United States to become the block captain of the world. And President Trump had a more thoughtful and I think modern approach to interacting with the world. But really what props it up is the neocon money is sweet, man. Whether it's for your golden parachute when you leave Congress at a think tank, whether it's for a deliverable to the people who fund your campaigns. And I find it all sickening, and that's why I don't participate in it. It's why I hold a different view.
But to me, at least, it seems like when you put these people in Republican Party politics for decades, the way a lot of them are up there, on some level, the line between self-interest of being funded and true belief starts to kind of blur. There's only so long you can be that cynical, I think. To me,
you're totally wrong. You need to hang out with the people I hang out with more.
Which is the people in Congress. I'm glad I don't.
Right.
But you don't think there's any sense of kind of conviction in true belief that we're still in this Cold War, that fighting proxy wars all over the war? Like, is that not part? Am I being incredibly naive?
Mike Pence looked like a 1980s avatar of foreign policy, right? It was so dated and so tired. And frankly, it's been disproven in the world we live in now.